Good time zone internet. Hello and welcome to Design Club, the only design show on the internet that isn't talking about Silksong today, but that's a paradox. My brain hurts.
Will, did you hear Silksong came out?
Right. Okay, great. Excellent. Yeah, my shirt is completely unrelated. We are recording this on September 4th as Steam is slowly recovering from Silksong. I am your humble Design Club host, Will, joined as always by my pal, Geoff. Say hi to the people, Geoff.
Hi to the people, Geoff. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Happy Silksong Day that recently took out a portion of the internet when it flipped itself live.
Yep, that's correct.
We're getting reports in with outages, now recovering. And as Will said, some casualties, including a massive Dota tournament.
That's correct. Yes. The international is going on right now, and the Dota backend is tied to the Steam backend because why wouldn't you tie your backend to Steam's backend? It's Steam. It's not going to go down for anything, right? Certainly not a $20 indie game, right?
Speaking of that, Will.
Right, yes.
I'm throwing down the gauntlet.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about what indie even means anymore.
Yeah, we should do it next week. Yeah, I think so. So we're telling you before we even get into Pokemon that next week's topic is going to be what the heck does indie mean? And
when I say that, because for a long time, indie meant like a small underfunded team.
Yep.
Or a team separately, a team of like young and up and coming devs. It could have meant basically a team without a publisher. It could almost mean a style or an aesthetic in some cases. There have been a whole bunch of things, but you take something like Silksong, which they have unlimited money for their team size. They have unlimited money. They've chosen to keep their team small. Like, are they indie? Their last game was indie. Like, it's a whole thing. And I want to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not right now because Will.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm getting distracted by screen too.
Yeah.
Today, we're back to play Pokemon.
Correct. A decidedly not indie title. So we got a lot of comments about on the last one, and I wanted to kind of lean in.
Walk me through it because I have been finishing a Kickstarter and then going to PAX. Correct. I did not actually read any comments.
Yeah. So a lot of people were asking why I didn't give the short version of a bunch of stuff about stats. And the reason is, or why I've like breezed through some stuff. The answer is we want to take time to have those conversations in fullness when we have them, right? I don't want to like super short change too many things and not have like the full complete conversation where we talk about like the catch rate formula, which I have up on my other screen. It's a wonderful piece of mathematics, but it is like, it does require more discussion about the systems involved, right? And the same is true with IVs and EVs and with natures and with, if you're familiar, the personality value, which governs a Pokemon's gender, shiny status, and in some other cases, size and letter, if you're an unknown or a Magikarp. Fun fact. So I am trying to do some amount of justice to this as we go through and Geoff asks important questions. But I think all that having been said, we should get the game on screen and we should get started because we have
Let's do it.
So much.
Make me small, Will. Make me small.
Okay, I will make you.
Oh, damn it, wrong rate.
All right. So
what was that?
That don't worry about it. That's definitely not a giant Pokemon. It's fine. It's fine.
Look at the size of that thing.
That's no
Got
moon.
the Shadow Red 5.
It's a Pokemon. Okay, so
when we last left our heroes.
Correct. So when we last left off, we had two Pokemon, Chimichanga and the boy. And we have been told to go to Jubilife City. In our bag, let's see what we have. We have no medicine. We have some Pokeballs and Premier Balls. And not a lot else. Do we have a map?
Because we have just started. We have been told it is okay that we stole our Pokemon. And we get to keep it. And we spotted some sort of beaver thing that Will immediately freaked out over and declared we had to go catch.
Yes, that's correct. We found a Bidoof. Bidoof is the boy, and that is all. All right, so let's begin moving, and as we continue moving, we'll talk. I believe
So we've been, is this a new route or is this the same one we used to get to town?
This is the same route, but there's no other way out of town because this is our starting town, right? We just had our conversation with the professor.
We left off in starting town.
Yeah. So we're gonna head out. And we might.
So I have a question, real quick. If you ran through grass for a while, would a Pokemon at some point appear?
Yes.
Okay, so theoretically, I could be farming Pokemon if I wanted to.
Yeah, correct. And in fact, that's not uncommon.
Oh. Starly.
And then we'll fade out so that we can see all this.
Chimchar just comes out. We don't get to choose which one?
Correct. That's a really great question. The first Pokemon in your lineup is always the one that comes out when you start a battle.
Okay.
And there are a bunch of reasons why that's very important to keep in mind, but that's a good question. Okay, Geoff.
No, I don't get to yell Chimchar or Chimichanga, I choose you. It's just
no.
Chimichanga is chosen.
That is correct by default. Do you want to try and catch this Pokemon or just feint it for XP?
Ooh, actually, I didn't know that was an option. What are the advantages to each?
Well, eventually, in theory, if we had the desire to complete the Pokedex, we would want to catch a Starly. The advantage to feinting it and getting some XP is that we're only level 6 and we could be a higher level. That's really that's the most of it.
Gotcha. And if we catch him and we don't like him, we can always let him go?
Correct.
Is there, do you not get XP for capturing him?
You know, I don't actually remember in this gen. There are gens where you don't, and there are gens where you do, and I don't remember which one this is, I'll be totally honest.
Well, let's catch him and find out.
Okay. How am I gonna do this without knocking him out?
The boy.
The boy. If I did anything with Chimichanga, it would probably knock out the Starly.
Oh, okay.
And we don't want that. We want it low, but not out, because out is bad.
Okay, so it's gone into...
It's gone to yellow.
Yeah, it's whacking the boy.
It is. We've taken 6 of 17, and it's taken half, right? We talked briefly about the colors. Yellow means a half, and red means it's either sub 25 or sub 10.
And we need it in yellow to capture or red to capture?
We don't, strictly speaking, need it to be at a particular HP value to capture.
It's just the lower it is, the easier to catch?
Correct, because the catch rate formula is the first term of the catch rate formula, and there are several, is the 3 times the max HP minus 2 times the current HP divided by 3 times the max HP. So the lower it is, the better off you are. Oh, that's right. They have a special button for this. Yeah.
Oof.
By the way, I also discovered today that there is math on how many times it shakes. That there is like a probability function that governs how many times it is. Okay, we do gain experience points. Not a ton, but we do gain experience points.
So we took some damage. We got a
Starly.
Actually, one of the things I should have asked before is, can you tell when you're looking at a Pokemon roughly how powerful it is, or do you have to catch it first?
There are ways to determine roughly how powerful it is. Its level is a good indicator. You can also get a kind of barometer based on... So, it got to go first because we switched. If we hadn't... Or it got to go because we switched, and it's faster than Bidoof, which isn't saying a lot. So you can kind of gauge its stats based on other things. There are also a couple of specific tells for specific breakpoints, but those are like in the deep math section. Do you want to give it a nickname, or do you just want to keep...
If we give it a name, we might get attached to it.
Okay, great. So no nickname it is.
I assume we can change it later.
We can.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Oh, more.
More.
Since we already have a Bidoof, this one I'm fine just
Knocking out.
yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy. It's for the good of the run.
Dude, we set a Bidoof on fire.
It's not. No, it's not on fire. It was attacked with an ember. There's a difference, probably.
So I noticed that attack is a different color, Will.
Yes. That means that it is a fire type attack. They're color coded to help tell them apart.
Okay, and all of our Pokemon are getting XP, even though they didn't battle.
That's correct. There are some games in which only Pokemon that participate in the battle get XP. There are some in which only Pokemon that participate in the battle or are holding a particular item get XP, but the more recent ones give all Pokemon in the party some amount of XP.
I didn't see. Did the active one get more?
I believe it did.
Okay. Is healing free?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna put this back on screen now that we're not battling anymore. Hardback asks, have we discussed how Pokemon games in general share similarities around what kinds of Pokemon appear at various stages in the game? No, but that's a really, I mean, we did a little bit when we ran into Starly. That's a big part of sort of the genre conventions, is that there will always be a Pokemon that serves the same role as Starly and the same role as Bidoof at this point in the game, which is to say that it's some kind of rodent, generally speaking, a rodent. That's sort of a throwback to Gen 1, where it was Rattata, and some kind of bird in the initial beginning. They are both exception. I believe in Scarlet and Violet, it's Lechonk, who is a pig, not a rodent. But there's like a cute mammal and a cute bird that like are in the beginning of most of the games, and they are.
Oh, sorry. Keep going. That just reminded me of a thing I had to tell you after this.
And that is sort of like a genre convention because they're easy to catch and they're not very good, but they will serve you well enough for the beginning of the game.
It's a workhorse.
Yes, correct. Also, but one of the interesting things is that in games which care about hidden machines, aka sort of the overworld travel moves, Bidoof can learn a surprising number of them. So you can keep Bidoof and replace its combat moves with utility moves that you'll use in the overworld, and that's okay.
As having just come back from PAX West, Nintendo had who was almost nothing last year, had a huge presence this year. They had two separate floor spaces right next to each other, one of which I believe was a football field in length as a rectangle, and another was a huge square. They were showing Silksong in the middle of the huge square. I think there was a total of 4 things playing it, surrounded by a whole bunch of others, and it was a 2-hour line to get to a point where you could enter a lottery to maybe play at a different point.
Yeah. Those are always wild to me. I believe we go this way.
201.
Let's just 20.
Ooh.
202.
Hey, let's go talk. Someone to talk to.
Yeah, that's correct. This is Dawn, who we met last time. Oh, that's right. Geoff, I haven't shown you how to catch a Pokemon. We already know how to catch a Pokemon. I'll demonstrate how to catch one, so just watch me, okay? We already did this. The game, we already did this. It's fine. We sequence broke. She's also going to catch a Bidoof. All right, so Dawn has Turtwig, which is the Pokemon that's weak to ours. So she's doing all this. I'm not controlling any of this. So she's showing that you should whittle down the opposing Pokemon and then throw a Pokeball. Amount of XP is determined by participation and level difference. Pokemon that participated spent even one turn on the field get 100%, and everyone else gets 50%. Pokemon that are higher level than the Pokemon you fought get less. Pokemon that are lower level get more. Okay, yeah, that's more or less what I was imagining. Oh yeah, that's right. There's also a forest where there will be a bug early on.
They haven't patched the bug yet?
Silksong released, and it's full of bugs. See, isn't it neat? Actually, it's better to lower your target's HP more than I did. It's important to get the Pokemon's HP down as low as possible. A healthy Pokemon is very difficult to catch. Oh, Pokemon also get easier to catch if you make them sleep or something by using a Pokemon's move. Okay, Geoff, to get you started, I'll give you some Pokeballs. Here. Okay. We did that. Okay. Put the Pokeballs in your bag's Pokeballs pocket. If you have lots of Pokemon with you, it'll be safer on long trips. Plus, it'll be a lot more fun having your Pokemon friends along. Okay, I need to get going. Bye now. Thanks, Dawn.
Dawn is so nice.
Dawn is very nice. That is kind of the role of the friend, like the friend companion, is generally just to be like moral support and to come along and like tell you helpful things or give you a helpful item. We're not gonna go back on screen because I'm pretty sure that we're gonna get in a fight with this guy. You're a Pokemon trainer. I happen to be a Pokemon trainer. Our eyes met, so battle we must. Okay, kid. This is kind of the part. Yeah, this is the part that always like makes me laugh, right? Is that there's a kid who's just like hanging out in the middle of a forest, and he's like, "We're gonna Pokemon battle, and if you win, I'll give you my lunch money." Like, I don't.
Actually, Will, having a kid who's 5 or 6 or 7, somewhere in that age range.
Yeah.
I can tell you, he thinks about battles all the time, and having seen little bits of Pokemon, like we build Legos to battle.
Okay.
This is completely on brand for kid.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm gonna hang out and battle.
I'm hoping we get a burn at some point in here, though it's very unlikely.
What is a burn?
A burn is a status effect, which Ember has a very small chance to inflict.
Oh.
Opposing Starly fainted. Yeah, it's a 10% chance for Ember. The Pokemon gained experience points. Oh, dang. Chimichanga grew to level 7.
Ooh, that was some serious XP there.
Correct. Yeah, trained Pokemon, I believe in general, give more than untrained Pokemon. So we will, but they're kind of a limited quantity in that for most trainers, you'll only battle them once. So getting used to grinding on wild Pokemon is like reasonable. The boy grew to level 4.
So is it worth on things where you think where you're well ahead, basically, and since healing is free, cycling through your Pokemon to try and get them all XP faster?
That's sort of a really great philosophical question. So let's talk about that. So, don't be shy about talking to trainers. You like to battle. Pokemon go stronger and stronger from battling. Okay,
battle.
Great. So you can. There is a question at some point. Pokemon is definitely firmly in the category of games that is possible to optimize all of the fun out of, right? Like if you are trying to like, unless that's your jam. If that's your jam, like more power to you. There are incredibly optimized like Nuzlocke kind of things where like there's a challenge run imposed by the community. But for the challenges presented by the game, it's not really worth it most of the time. The story mode for most Pokemon games isn't particularly difficult, with maybe a couple of like weird exceptions.
So if I was playing on Iron Man or something, yes, maybe, but.
Correct. And it's also nice, by the way, nice piece of level design here. I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring over on the Twitch channel, so we've been talking a lot about level design. This one-way run back, right? So if we fight this and we have a Pokemon that's low, then we can easily, without going through too much tall grass, run back
to town to heal up.
And heal up before we go back in, right? If we don't want to spend money, we can spend money on healing items that we can use in the field, but...
You forgot to heal.
No, yeah, it did that weird thing where it didn't in out.
Oh.
Yeah, if many people haven't gotten a Switch 2 by the time Pokemon ZA comes out, I imagine that will be one of the biggest drivers behind getting the new system, right? Because DK, I played Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's a good game. I don't think it sells systems, right? I don't think Donkey Kong is a strong enough character to sell systems, but Pokemon ZA is a thing that a lot of people are incredibly excited for and will be a thing that sells systems.
Oh, good.
There will be people that buy a Switch 2 just to play the new Pokemon.
The football field long-sized rectangle at PAX West was entirely Pokemon for Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Pokemon
It was a huge display.
Yeah, it's the most valuable singular IP in the world. Right?
Really?
Yes. We've talked about this on Breakfast. If you consider it like one contiguous IP as opposed to like all of Marvel, right, which is a bunch of sub IPs, it's huge. Okay, let's fight whoever this is. This is Last Natalie. I get to check a thing because I think this is the first time we've had a trainer battle with 2 or more Pokemon.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I see she has 2 Pokeballs up above her on the right, so she has 2 Pokemon.
That's correct. Like fights on a route. Wow.
Ooh, critical hit.
Yeah, so there's a small chance on each attack that you will get hit by a critical hit, which has a bunch of impacts. One of them is that it does more damage, and the other really important one is that it ignores all stat changes. So like if you have a bunch of defense ups and your opponent has a bunch of attack downs and they crit, none of those stat changes matter for that hit.
Ah.
Now, are we on set or switch? Okay, so we're gonna say no,
okay.
and we're gonna explain that this choice, and I'm gonna turn this off afterwards so we don't get this every time. This choice is one of the things that makes the game much easier or much more difficult.
Because if it takes an action to switch, I'm guessing from what I previously saw.
And if you switch now, your new Pokemon will be in a straight speed off with the opponent's Pokemon, and you know what their Pokemon is. And so it doesn't matter because we don't have anything that's super effective against Bidoof. But if our opponent was going to be like, I'm going to bring out my ground type, it knows all ground type moves. And we were like, I'm going to bring out this flying bird type that is immune to all of your ground type moves because it's a bird. It would be a different battle, right? Now, in that case, that's kind of an extreme example, but we're gonna keep it here, and there is an option to change it.
So my tactical decision to pick up a Starly was pretty good, considering.
Yeah, I mean, every Pokemon you get is another option, and you have not unlimited, but functionally unlimited storage for Pokemon. So having more options to deal with more problems is good, right? If you think of it as if we removed the veneer of a creature collector from this, right, we would find a very crunchy, elementally based RPG where you are essentially playing a West Marches campaign and bringing in different characters with different strengths for different particular missions in that West Marches campaign. And so having more people in your guild is good, right? And I think it helps people see that if we remove the Pokemon terminology from it, because you think of a Pokemon as like a unique critter rather than as a class or as a tool set for most people who are approaching it for the first time. And I think that changing it into the mindset of you know, I'm going to use this for its moveset as a tank, as a buff person, even as a healer. There are Pokemon that act as healers, both for themselves and others. They're rare and they're hard to get in a lot of cases, and they're hard to use properly, but they do exist.
Is it Chanley or
Chansey?
Chansey.
Chansey is one of them.
I've been watching through the original Pokemon series with my boy, and we're like 20 episodes into Indigo, so I'm getting introduced to the original 150.
Yes.
Man, there's a lot of kids in the forest.
Yeah, well, and that's also sort of par for a Pokemon game. Like, you're fighting other kids your own age, sort of, when you're starting, and then later on, you're like fighting crime syndicates. I'm not kidding. That's like a common recurring trope, is that you, a 12-year-old protagonist, with the power of Pokemon and friendship, are going to take down an international crime syndicate and their plans to take over the world. And this is just kind of a thing that happens, right? But the escalation...
I mean, Team Rocket from the original, I've already found out, like, Jesse and James have a big boss that they report to who has nefarious, wide-ranging plans.
Yes, and in Red and Blue, you fight that boss. And some people are talking a little bit more about crits. So as we go through this, I'll bring those up. So Durfee's from
3 balls
from YouTube chat says that in BDSP, the halved damage from physical moves due to burn is not ignored. Oh, okay, great, awesome. We can talk about Intimidate. And Foxtalk also correctly points out over on Twitch that there are moves that negate critical hits and moves that will never or always crit. Okay. So what just happened to us is Shinx has an ability. It's not a move. It's an ability called Intimidate. And Intimidate says that whenever it switches in or a Pokemon switches into it, its physical attack is lowered. Now, fortunately for us, Ember is not a physical attack, so it doesn't matter. Only when it switches in. Thank you. Yeah. I always feel like you shouldn't switch into Intimidates, but you should.
Because it takes your intimidated Pokemon out. Oh, and it's electric.
Correct. Boogie, woogie, boogie, woogie. Yes. So here's a case where we don't care that our physical attack is lowered because we're using a non-physical attacking move. And so we should be able to win this pretty easily. If we were relying on something like Tackle or Scratch or Headbutt, we might be in trouble. All right, Chimichanga's level 8.
Okay, and can level up mid-fight.
Yes, that's correct. When you gain the experience, when a Pokemon is KO'd, and all operations that proceed on that, with one exception, you can't evolve mid-fight. Process.
Wait, that's not canon. Indigo very clearly about episode 12 had a Pokemon or 8, somewhere in there, had a Pokemon evolve in the middle of a fight.
Correct. That is one of the it's movie magic kind of things, right? It's kind of like how Yugi always has an impossible combo in his hand every time in Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's why the
his other 2 Pokemon?
No, those were our 3 Pokemon. 3. He only had 1 Shinx.
Oh, okay. I must have got it reversed. We had 3, he had 1.
Yeah, Shinx is kind of strong for this bracket. Yes, that is correct. Foxhawk also correctly points out that switching out also resets stat modifications. Yes. Stat modifications are not statuses, and therefore stay. Most statuses stay when you get switched out, but stat modifications all reset when you leave the field. So if you go into the ball and then come back, you're good. But that does take 2 turns, right? One to switch in, one to switch out. Again, asterisk, there are moves that switch you in and out, and they're incredibly powerful.
So you've also just introduced a new concept to me here, which is that in addition to move, or what did you call it when it came in? It's an effect? Ability, okay. And so that's that's basically a on play or on summon kind of thing, like from Magic, or...
Yes, it's an ETB effect, yes, or an enters effect. Okay, so I'm gonna get out my way. All Pokemon have an ability. It's not necessarily as obvious as Intimidate what a Pokemon's ability is, and you can check if you know what the options are, you can check to see which ability a wild Pokemon has by using certain moves against it. But in this case, Chimichanga's is Blaze. The Boy's is Simple. Stat changes it receives are doubled. And Keen Eye means that Starly's accuracy cannot be lowered.
Go back to Bidoophasek, or the Boy. Is that positive and negative? Stat change. In other words, would he have gotten a double
yes,
debuff?
There are plenty of these that are
double-edged swords.
Kinda, yeah. So Yes. Yeah. So we would have
actually,
to.
we never checked out the stats of the Starly, and we just got told it's a good Starly.
Is it a good Starly? Oh, yeah, it's a pretty good Starly. It has a plus speed and minus special attack, but it probably doesn't care about special attack. And yeah, Jolly is a great nature for Starly.
So wait, how are we telling? Okay, well, how do I know that's a good Starly? We haven't been here yet.
Experience. Okay, so you remember when I said that it was like RPG classes?
Yes.
In the same way that you want your cleric to have high wisdom and constitution,
Yep.
you want a Starly to have high speed to go first and do a thing, right?
Okay.
And it varies on a case by case. Some Pokemon have movesets that benefit greatly from having either a high attack or a high special attack. Some really benefit from being fast. There are Pokemon that really benefit from being slow because there's a move called Trick Room that reverses the order of speed.
Okay.
So the Pokemon with the lowest speed stat goes first. So if you have a Trick Room team, you might want to have an incredibly tanky Pokemon with a rock bottom speed stat so that when Trick Room happens, it goes first, as an example, right?
Okay.
So the answer is, unfortunately, it depends, and it's extremely situational. But fast Starly's pretty good. Does that answer enough of that question, or?
Sure. And I mean, so that's just if I've played a couple hundred more hours, I would know that fast Starly equals good.
Yeah. And then you would know at a glance that plus speed minus special attack is Jolly as a nature. Hey, it's Jubilife City.
Dawn.
Hi, Dawn. Hi, Jeff. Are you catching Pokemon? I think you'd feel a lot safer if you were to catch some more. In Jubilife City, there's the trainer school, which, well, you know. Jeff, you should visit it. You'll get some tips on Pokemon. Oh, yeah. Will went to the trainer school earlier. Okay, bye now. Thanks, Dawn.
Did we miss one final battle below on the left?
Do you want to do that one now?
Oh, either way, I was just making sure on the route.
There are optional ones. Some Pokemon only appear in the morning, some only come out at night. I'm going to keep waiting right here until I've seen every last one of them. Okay. And then, by the way, by going down to talk to this guy, we, of course, get the barely visible item on the very top left of the screen, and it's red, so it stands out among the green, unless you're red-green colorblind, of course. And so then you go and get it, right? And we get a potion.
Oh, I thought that was a Pokeball, actually.
Very great point. All items on the overworld, with very few exceptions, historically speaking, look like Pokeballs. So a Pokeball on the ground is just a key for this is an item. It could be a Pokeball. It could also be a potion. It could be a held item. It could be any number of things. Also a thing... Yes.
Okay.
Also a thing to note is that less common, I believe, in current design, but there are cases where specific patches of grass have different spawn rates for different things. So there is a world where one could get lured into a particular patch of grass.
That would be particularly deadly.
Correct.
Hello, Starly.
That's a great question. Yes, this game is on the real-life day-night cycle. So it uses the system clock to determine what time it is, and the time in-game mimics that.
So we will always be playing midday.
Correct. So
actually, never mind. You're East Coast. We'll always be playing early afternoon.
Correct, but generally speaking, it's only day or night. It doesn't get terribly much more granular than that.
So I was going to say, since we've been told Starly is a ace, I think Starly gets a name.
Okay. Yes, Starly now definitely gets a name. I forgot it learned Quick Attack, because that's going to be a whole part of a conversation. So let's get out of here.
Oh, wait. When you level up, you heal. Or, no, never mind. We just haven't used them.
We haven't used it. Don't think I can do it here. I think I'll need... Oh, yeah, okay. I'll need to do it someplace. But let's real quick. I wanna real quick do a thing. So we're going to talk about something else. This is quick attack.
Okay.
The user lunges at the target at a speed that makes it almost invisible. And then it has some very interesting words. This move always goes first. Quick attack is probably one of our first introductions specifically to a priority move. So
okay.
I'm gonna put us on screen because this is gonna be a bit of a conversation. I want to go heal while we do this.
Okay. If we're going on screen, I'm gonna take out my snacks and I'm gonna listen.
Okay. The fastest Pokemon doesn't always go first. It goes first in a priority bracket. So there are brackets of priority, and moves belong to that priority bracket. So in each bracket, it goes highest speed to lowest speed, barring other effects like Trick Room or anything else. And so if you want very badly to go first, a move like Quick Attack will put you in a higher priority bracket. And if you are extremely fast in a higher priority bracket, your opponent would both have to outspeed you and use another priority move in order for that to beat you. So if you are trying to like finish off the last 1 HP on a Pokemon that's been like taking out your entire team, right? You swap in Starly quick attacks and takes the last HP. Yeah.
How does that work though? Like, because you were selecting attacks.
Correct.
How does it know you're not going to select another attack?
You pick the order is after attacks are selected. So the phases of the turn are we both.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, so both players select a move, and then they are executed based on speed.
Yes.
So it's initiative.
Correct. And priority is a kind of surprise. There are abilities that affect priority. Certain moves belong to different priority groups. There are moves that are slower but do weird things, etc., etc.
Why then is speed so important for Starly? Because Starly also has a thing that always goes first.
Because Starly won't always use Quick Attack. Because as we saw here, Quick Attack's power is 40. It's not very good. It's not very strong. Power can go as high as like 80, 120, right? There are some ridiculously powerful moves. This one isn't.
So this is Peck.
Peck is a different move. It's a flying type move. But yes, essentially, it's a move that serves a specific use. And if it's incredibly fast, then we won't need to use a weaker priority move. We can use a stronger move and just outspeed them instead.
Gotcha.
Right? It gives.
So we could tackle, for example.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
All the things to learn.
Yeah, so many things to learn. Okay. So there's a trainer.
I think we just had a couple visitors pop in.
Yeah. Raiders on Twitch. Welcome on in. Hello, friends. That's Geoff. I'm Will. I screwed up my sides for the first time in a while. Today we're playing some Pokemon Shining Pearl. We're going through and poking it with a stick like a designer.
Because also I have never played a non-Pokemon Go game, so this is my second stream foray into it.
Yeah.
Learning about the Z Pokemons.
Yeah. Samit over on YouTube also mentions that sometimes items on the overworld are in fact Pokeball-shaped Pokemon that attack you. That is true.
Oh, so it's a mimic.
Yes. That's correct. There are mimics.
So there are a lot of D&D analogies. We have initiative, we have mimics.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting.
I should say RPG. I won't say generic because D&D isn't generic, but D&D being the most well-known RPG.
Well, and if we go all the way back, right? If we look at original Final Fantasy, have you played Final Fantasy 1, Geoff?
I have played some old Final Fantasies. I don't remember what my first one was.
Okay, so though. Final Fantasy 1, which I've played a couple of times, is barely legally not D&D with the serial numbers very lightly filed off. Like, there are beholders and mind flayers, and you use a spell slot system that's a lot like D&D's spell slot system, and you do a bunch of things that are a lot like D&D, because it was such a strong influence at the beginning, and then that influence is carried forward, right? It's kind of like looking at Star Wars and talking about science fantasy, right?
It's
Yes,
actually
not
interesting you mentioned mind flayers and beholders, because I believe those are two of the only things that WotC has trademarks on.
That is correct. I believe that's correct. Oh,
Along
that's right.
with their
That's
dragon designs.
Yeah. That's me. So I'm gonna go talk. Hey Geoff, did you come to study too? I went ahead and memorized everything that was up on the blackboard. After all, it's the trainer's job to avoid having their precious Pokemon hurt in battle, right? That's unavoidable. There's no... Well, it's possible to do a hitless run of this game, but it's incredibly weird and janky, and I don't recommend it. So, Geoff, what brings you here? You've got something for me? You delivered the parcel. That was why we were here. We were here to deliver Will a parcel.
I believe it was the MacGuffin, but...
Yeah, it's a MacGuffin. So, what is this? Score, it's a town map. Huh? Why are there two in here? I like it a lot, but I don't need two. Here, Geoff, you take one.
Ooh. Thanks, Will's mom.
Well, according to the town map, I guess Oreburgh City is where I should be going next. There's a gym, so it'd be perfect for raising the Pokemon I just caught. Well, I'm on the road to becoming the greatest trainer of all time. See you around.
Oh. That reminds me, Will. Let's see. Since we're big for a second...
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of wandering around PAX are the random street buskers.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold on, let's see if I can...
This sound's not going to come through from here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Street busker playing the Pokemon theme song on his violin.
Yeah, you got to know your audience. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's incredibly important. So here's the map. This is the map.
Oh, okay.
Important to note that each of these is generally themed after a place in like the real world. They're not super creative when it comes to like where it's gonna be. They'll like pick a place and be like, it's here. Like Sword and Shield was like, this is legally not the UK, but it's totally the UK.
Actually, I don't believe you can copyright a country.
Correct, but they don't want to say that it's the UK. They want to say like it, it's an island nation. Yeah, so no, it's specifically Hokkaido. Yes, that's correct. Okay, so he's suggesting we go to Oreburgh City, which is to the east. East,
Wait,
yeah.
What are the different colors? I was thinking, like, what is the big orange thing above us?
That is a forest. That's a route. So anything in orange is a route. Anything in gray is a town we haven't been to. This is our current location, and this is a town that we have been to.
Okay, so tiny towns are blue, or is it towns are blue and just red is your current location?
I believe red is your current location.
Okay.
But you thought I said
your character's hat isn't red.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so we're exploring Jubilife City.
Oh, let's see.
You just became a trainer, did you? You should look up topics that you're not familiar with. Well, we have Bulbapedia, so...
I was going to say, can we check out the blackboard to see what Will was memorizing?
Yeah, the blackboard lists status changes that may affect Pokemon in battle. Which status would you like to read about? And we have poison, paralyzed, asleep, burned, and frozen.
We've got to read them all.
Right, exactly. If Pokemon is poisoned, it will steadily lose HP. The effects of poison remain after a battle. So as we take steps after battle, the screen will flash, and every poisoned Pokemon in our party will take damage. Heal a poisoning using an antidote.
Does poison eventually wear off? Or is it just when your Pokemon dies?
That's a really great question, and I don't remember what the answer is. Piter says towns are blue, cities are red, routes and wild areas are orange, and non-visited is gray. Yeah, it does not. Yeah, that's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% sure. Paralysis reduces speed and may prevent Pokemon from using any moves. You have to select a move, and then it'll tell you whether or not you're paralyzed, by the way, which is infinitely frustrating.
Well, actually, that fits too. Since you're yelling at your Pokemon, go do a thing, and the Pokemon's like, I'm paralyzed. Will, I can't feel my legs.
Is it like Artax sinking into the swamp of sadness, just like paralyzed and sing? All right, anyway. Paralysis also lingers after battle, so use a paralyzed heal to clean up its nasty effects.
Okay, so some of these status effects sound like they're pretty brutal.
They are. Also, Nova is correct. For only one explanation in, it's already lying. Poisoned is two different effects that damage you at different rates. That's correct. Poison and badly poisoned are two different statuses that can't coincide, but do both exist. Pokemon falls asleep, it'll be unable to attack till it wakes. The Pokemon may wake up on its own, but if the battle ends first, then it will stay asleep. You can wake it up using an awakening.
Is it awakening a potion or something? It's not just you slapping it around?
That's correct. Burn lowers a Pokemon's attack. Now, worth noting, that's attack, not special attack. And steadily reduces HP. They linger even after battle. You cure burns using a burn heal.
Rose. So pretty much this is all doing what I expected it to do, except that it lingers, it continues after a battle.
Correct. If a Pokemon is frozen, it becomes completely helpless. It may thaw out on its own, but if the battle ends first, it will remain frozen afterward. You can thaw it out using an ice heal.
So what I'm also understanding here is that they're basically, your Pokemon and their Pokeballs are like suspended in carbonite. They're time frozen. Because if they were on fire when you put them in, they're going to be on fire when you take them out.
Barring you doing something about it, yes.
Mm-hmm. So this is also a little bit of game design. Okay, time for me to call out a thing.
Yeah.
This is a subtle piece of design because, hey, you could put statuses on other people too, but all of those other NPCs don't matter because as soon as you leave the screen, it's not that you're going to see them again, most likely. So statuses matter way more versus a player because they stick around after than they do against an NPC.
Yeah.
Like the NPC doesn't have to go heal them up after.
Yep.
For a player getting a status on you, I'm guessing, tell me if I'm wrong, it is a more serious thing. You're like, oh crap, I have to use an expendable or something bad will continue to happen. Or
yes.
Or at least if this was a Souls game.
Correct.
Okay,
yes,
so
if you care about your Pokemon fainting. If you don't, then you just go back to, like, if you don't care about, like, needing to backtrack to heal or your Pokemon fainting, then you're less fussed about it.
Okay.
For now, later on, it'll matter a lot when there are places where you have to bring all of your healing with you and you don't get a full heal for free in between every battle. Which we could do here if we wanted to, right? We could go to a battle, backtrack to the center, and so forth and so on.
Right.
But yes,
at least from a design perspective,
yes,
that is the situation they're setting up.
That's correct.
Where they're still saying, it's like, oh, look, everybody's using the same cards, the same moves, the same Pokemon, etc., whatever your game is. But it is a way to sneak in longer lasting effects that really only affect a player.
That's correct.
And up the stakes for them or things that happen after.
Correct. And important to note, it got mentioned briefly in chat, the main there are several uses, right? You can, if you know that an enemy NPC trainer has an item, using an item costs a turn. And so if they have like a burn heal and you have a move that guarantees a burn and you want them to waste a turn and that item, you can burn their Pokemon so that they are inclined to use that item. So there's an NPC element to it. And the thing that got mentioned in chat is that using offensive status conditions against wild Pokemon does make it easier for them to catch, which is sort of a intuitive thing. Remember when I said the first term of the catch equation? There's actually 4 terms in the catch equation, and only one of them is HP. One of them is the inherent rate of the Pokemon. One of them is other external factors like status effects, and one of them is the effect of which Pokeball you're using. The 4 key factors.
Okay, so we just went and healed up our pokes.
Correct. And now we have to explore. This is one of the bummers. We just have to explore Jubilife City. So, you know, we go to all of the places we might normally go. Did I actually heal, or am I hallucinating? Okay,
Maybe,
great. We did actually heal. So we're gonna wander around and see what we're supposed to find in Jubilife City. Probably this. Just past here is the GWS, which stands for the Global Wonder Station. Oh, you don't have any gym badges. The GWS is off limits if you haven't earned a gym badge yet. Sorry. That is a global randomized trade system, which we'll get into when we get there. Oh, you are a Pokemon trainer, but you don't have any. You don't have a Poketch yet. Poketch is short for Pokemon Watch. Okay. You see, I invented a NAM-manufactured Poketches. Not only that, I'm now conducting the Poketch promotional campaign. All you have to do is find 3 clowns in Jubilife City. Well, why? Why are we finding clowns?
Let's see if he tells us.
If you can find them, I'll give you your very own Poketch.
Oh.
Okay, so now
the big clown surveillance state system. And
Right.
he's basically getting children to go do his labor.
That's good. Well, no, it's a promotion, Jeff. This is for social media. Hi, I'm a Poketch campaign clown. Let's roll out my
okay.
question. Does a Pokemon grow by defeating others and gaining experience points? Yeah? Ding ding, you're absolutely correct. Pokemon grow stronger by defeating other Pokemon in battle. Some Pokemon even change into a different Pokemon through a process known as evolution. Also, a reminder, this is mandatory tutorialization because, and this is a thing that, like, it's very easy to lose when people know so much about a franchise, right, as Pokemon. Every Pokemon game, no exceptions, is someone's first Pokemon game. All of this may seem boring and pointless to you who knows all of these things, but they really need to cement a lot of these things because, again, the target audience is children, and everyone has to be designed so it's their first, as if it's their first. Here you go, your Poketch coupon. Obtained coupon 1.
Oh. What's the blue store again?
I believe that's the Pokemon. You can go in there.
Wait, it's bigger on the inside than on the out.
It's camera tricks.
Oh, buy and sell. Okay. Oh, so you can sell?
Yes, you can sell items you have. Yes. So this is kind of an interesting one. So for 100 extra Poké Dollars, we could buy heal balls. Or it's 100 extra dollars over a Pokeball, right? And if we were out for a long time, this would give us the ability to catch a Pokemon and have it immediately heal to full and have its status conditions removed, thus making it immediately usable. It's sort of an interesting idea.
That sounds like a fairly useful thing if you're going out into the wilds and not coming back. Okay.
Correct.
Actually, anti-status effects are cheaper than I'd thought they were going to be, considering the amount of money we had.
Yeah.
Which is also a balance thing as well.
Yes.
Like that, those could also easily have an extra 0.
That's correct. Yeah, and that is correct. Nova is correct. There are items whose only purpose is to be sold. Crown Joker asks, have EVs been explained in loosely? We're going to probably take a chunk of an episode that probably won't be this one and do the full, this is what IVs are, this is what IVs are, this is what EVs are, here are the charts, here's all the math. But that is a lot of math that I don't want to do today. We're not going to.
But we will get there. There will be an episode where we do it.
Yeah. So, we could sell some stuff. We can't sell key items, obviously. But treasures, generally...
Can I sell Pokemon is the big question.
No, you can't sell Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Good try.
So I can't go farm Starlies and Bidoofs and come back and sell them.
That's correct. Okay. We gotta find two more clowns. So I'm gonna go find us some clowns. I assume that's Percival asking for attention.
It is. Come here.
Hi, I'm a Poketch campaign clown. Let's roll out my question. Just like Pokemon, do the moves in Pokemon also have types? Yes. Ding ding, you're absolutely correct. If a Pokemon's type matches the type of a move it uses, that move is made much more powerful. This is how it explains stab. Same type attack bonus. I believe we talked about this briefly a bit ago, but the short version is if I have a fire Pokemon using a fire move, that move will be more powerful solely because it's a fire type and a fire type than if that fire type Pokemon uses a normal type move or a normal type Pokemon uses that fire type move, even if all other stats are identical.
So basically, it's almost always advantageous to try and learn elemental move or learn moves that match your type.
Yes. Exception.
Oh, I'm sure there's exceptions, but
yes.
like
exceptions.
General knowledge of what they're trying to imply through this tutorial is
yes.
Try and match your types.
Yes. You obtained coupon 2.
What store is that behind you? Looks like store BioShock.
You can be sure I'll keep developing Poketch apps, just like Pokemon. My Poketch is something that evolves. Oh, okay. I have no idea. That felt like I was like middle of a conversation. Welcome to the Poketch company. Oh, this is the company. We're actually a family-run business, so we're not very impressive. Wow. Okay. What a weird intro. All right. Oh, and then also important to know, it might
vending machine.
Yeah. So sometimes vending machines are actually vending machines, and sometimes they're set dressing. Oh, and this one's in front of the gym. That's great. Hi, I'm a Poketch campaign clown. Let's roll out my question. Can a Pokemon hold an item? Yup. It's got hands, don't it? Ding ding, you're absolutely correct. A Pokemon may hold a single item. Some items become effective as soon as they are held by a Pokemon. Berries are eaten by Pokemon as necessary during battle. Here you go, your Poketch coupon.
That's also a new concept. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, you put coupon 3 in your bag's key item pocket. I don't think we've had a holdable yet, like even a berry. Otherwise, it would have come up. Okay, and then we gotta talk to this guy. Okay, let me count your coupons. I'll just pass pull out my Poketch here, and 1, 2. Okay, is the implication there that he needed a watch to count to 3? Because I feel like that's the strong implication.
Maybe he was validating the authenticity of your coupons, checking for forgeries.
Yeah, I too, as a 12-year-old, forged coupons for limited time promotional events in large cities run by people who hire clowns to talk to children. Anyway, I love how absurd
that's your happy place.
I love how some of these like plots, when like you say all of these words out loud, you're like, what? Huh? Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. Bravo! I said bravo. In return for these coupons, I present you with this Pokemon Watch, or Poketch for short. You received a Poketch. You can add apps to your Poketch to make it even more versatile. Please press the R button and try it out. Press the R button to use your Poketch, controlled by using the touch. Okay, that's an interesting one. So the Switch does have a touchscreen, but I'm not using a touchscreen. I'm using a Pro controller, so I'm wondering what the affordance here is for that.
Let's find out. Let's hit R. I want to see what this thing does. Yeah. It's a clock?
Oh, I get a little finger. Oh, I have a calculator. I have a step counter. That actually matters a lot, by the way. This is like a little version of my current team. Okay, so here's why this matters a lot.
Okay.
If you care, and I think it's much harder now. In older games, it was much easier to do this. It's harder than it used to be because older games were more strictly tile-based, and RNG only incremented when you moved between tiles. You could use your step count to determine what RNG you were on, and then set based on specific world events to know exactly where you were to cause certain things to happen during specific speedruns. Wild. But step counter. Yeah, speedrun. The speedrun.
What actual effect does it have, or is it supposed to have on your game?
It's just a little.
Okay.
And it's just a little counter. Counts the thing. Yeah. I mean, like it super matters for some stuff. It doesn't matter at all in a casual playthrough, and when it really matters, it super matters. I
see egg hatching in stream.
Yeah. Eggs hatch after a certain number of steps.
Oh. Well, so that actually matches Pokemon Go.
Yes. That's actually one of the places where it aligns pretty well. Is there... Yeah, all right. So we're going... That's right. We're going this way. We're going east, not north.
Have we seen everything that is interesting in town? So let's see.
Maybe...
Okay, hold on for a sec for me, Will. So we have hospitals to heal up my Pokemon, stores to buy gear. Are those the only two shops or things I know there's a gym, the clown stand in front of it.
We don't care about the gym yet, but we will later. Yeah, there might be like in each individual town there might be a like a special NPC who might do something special for you, like someone who helps you forget moves or rename Pokemon or evaluate your Pokemon or whatever. And you can see this. So you can see it's behind. Hold on, let me get rid of us. Oh, no, not that. This.
Pokemon Center, Pokemon trainers. Okay, so there's a couple things we haven't seen yet.
Correct. But some of them are probably inaccessible for right now. That's generally how it works because we're going to retread here because we can't get to the gym. And we know that we're going to retread because we can't get to the gym. But we can look around.
Why can't we get to the gym?
Because it's blocked by a clown. So this is the global understation. And you can't do that because of the gym thing. I'm kind of doing this methodically. That's the trainer school. We went there. That's the Pokemon Center. And then we have the shop. And then nothing else in this row. And then we have the gym. And over here we have the Poketch Company. Yeah, clowns are in fact the Eternal Menace. And then we have this, which is the Jubilife condominiums. I suppose we could become a homeowner, I guess. I don't know. And then this is the way out of town.
Yeah, so there were two ways out, and we want this one because it goes.
This might be Jubilife TV. That's true. Good call, Zareth. Yeah, this is Jubilife TV. What does that make Mr. Mime? The worst Pokemon ever. Fight me.
So, is the gym open then, or is there also
there isn't a gym
blocking?
Here. That's my bad. I normally expect there to be one early, but that's Jubilife TV.
So, do we not immediately head to a gym?
We can. The first gym is that we're supposed to go to is over here.
Oh, okay. It's not in that town?
It's not in this town.
Gotcha.
Didn't
it say there was a gym in town?
No, there is no gym in this town.
Oh, okay. I misread them or misremembered the map then.
Yeah. Hey, you. Yes, you with that cool scarf. You should have seen the boy who came running by early. He ran past me so quickly that I couldn't even manage a hello. Okay, that's probably us.
Probably Will.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, hey, look. Hey, Geoff, tell me you got a little tougher. Me? Do you even need to ask? Of course I got tougher. Come on, let's battle it out. Oh my god. All right. Welcome to our first rival encounter. I have no idea how this is going to go, so let's find out.
I assume we're going to kick his ass.
That is not a safe assumption. Because his Starly's level 7, and reminder, he has a water type. Yes! 10%. All right. So that's the 10% chance to burn, and you will notice that did very little for it being a level 7 Starly. That is because that burn halves its physical attack and does damage. So it's great. Here we go. Quick attack goes first, but does nothing because it's... Yep. I'm thinking too hard. I click Ember. Opposing Starly fainted.
Starly goes poof.
Everyone going to gain experience points. Many experience points.
Starly is gaining faster than the boy.
Correct.
Because it just passed it. It is now level 6 and the boy is still 5.
That is correct. I don't remember why that is. All right. I'm sorry, Piplup. So, we have a choice here, Geoff. And this is why set versus switch matters, right? Because our Pokemon is weak to our opponent's Pokemon. So if we had been on Switch, I would have gotten a free switch out to whatever I pick, right? Which kind of makes it really easy. But now if I switch into another Pokemon, whatever Piplup was going to do is still going to hit, but hit the incoming Pokemon. So if it tries to use a water move and I switch in Bidoof's just going to eat that water move, which is one of the reasons why it's incredibly important to like acknowledge the difference between that one setting and how much it changes the difficulty of the game.
Right. Because, yeah, that feels like it's equivalently going to up it. I'll just call it a whole level of difficulty. Like, turns a normal game into a hard game.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Different Pokemon have different XP gains. I'd forgotten that, or more likely blocked it away because I have feelings about that. So let's try this and see how bad it is. Oh, we outspeed, so that's nice. Okay, not very effective. I was hoping for the burn. Okay, the growl is going to lower our attack. But here, because our opponent can't swap out and we know we outspeed, it might be good for us to leer. Leer is a move which lowers our opponent's defense stat, and both of our remaining Pokemon have physical attack moves. So this way, we're guaranteeing that we'll do additional damage later down the road.
Wow.
Also, it's really funny because our primary attack move, like, we're already not doing damage. Like, what are you gonna do? Make us do more not damage? Okay, so chat is saying, and I'm getting this from multiple sources, that there are multiple bands of XP growth, and that stronger Pokemon which are stronger, have stronger moves, are like legendaries or dragons or something really cool, typically will belong to slower XP groups, whereas common Pokemon like Starly or Bidoof will belong to faster ones. The reason that I probably haven't noticed is that it's really most visible when you are comparing two Pokemon that receive experience simultaneously in this format. So when multiple things are...
it's funny, I've noticed that a little bit of Pokemon Go with the walking mechanic when you walk a buddy. When you walk a buddy, they find candy, which you use to power them up.
Yep.
The more legendary... Basically, the rarer the Pokemon, the slower it finds candy. The more common the Pokemon, the faster it finds candy.
Yeah.
Which is equivalently a level up mechanic.
By the way, I'm still burn fishing chat because it just got pound. Otherwise, it would have. The way the AI works, it will, if it has a super effective move, it will generally use it, and we'll talk more in probably a later episode about how important it is to understand what moves your opponents have and when to switch out. My Pokemon's HP is low. This could be a bit tight. I still have 2 on the bench, buddy. And I'll...
Is Chimichanga just having a hard time hitting, or is it harder to hit a water with a fire?
It's harder to hit a water with a fire, so we can swap out. Let's do that. We'll swap out to... Sure, let's swap out to... Oh, we don't want to swap into the boy because simple means that the growl will immediately make his tackle completely worthless. So let's swap into Starly. Although I believe even with the half damage, Ember would likely do more than Scratch because of how many times it growled. We can
get him, Starly. We
can check. Pretty sure. Oh no, it outspeeds us. Okay. Oh, it has like no HP. All right, so this is an example of a case where quick attack's good, right? Because our opponent might growl again and lower our attack, but if we quick attack, actually, I don't know if growl goes first. Some of the status moves, some of the stat affecting moves have different priority bands. Not all of them, but some of them. There's a lot of, I don't know if you've noticed this yet, Geoff, but like there's a lot of exceptions. Pokemon is sort of an entire genre based on exceptions. There are lots of very good general rules, and then there are lots of excepts, which are very interesting. And those exceptions really do build for interesting encounters and like Pokemon in teams,
Yeah.
right? Like, faster thing goes first, except for Trick Room, right? So people build entire teams around Trick Room because if you're set up for Trick Room and your opponent isn't, then it's incredibly powerful, right? All right, Chimichanga learned Taunt.
Ooh.
And incredibly, I think that's the one I'm thinking of. What just happened? I lost. You got 1,000 Poké for winning.
Will was loaded.
Well, what do you mean I lost? Well, that's it. That's the last time I'll ever lose. I'm going to be the world's toughest trainer, and you know it. The first thing to do is take on the Orberg City Pokemon Gym. I'm going to toughen up for that? Totally. Maybe I'm thinking of... Maybe what I'm thinking of is Prankster. Prankster? The ability that gives priority to all non-attack moves. I wanted to look at something and make sure that I am thinking of the right move while we go heal. Because brain is full of... Not this. Yeah, okay. So, target is taunted in a range that allows it to only use attack moves for 3 turns. So this is not a status effect in the same way as burn or a stat affecting thing. This is another way that we can interact with combat, which is a taunt means that you can't do any weird status effect moves. It also means that you can't use some really powerful setup moves. So if Chimichanga is going first and we know our opponent's trying to set up something like barrier, light screen, baton pass, whatever the memento that feints you and gives the next Pokemon a huge stat boost, whatever that is, we can interrupt that.
Chimchar is cute doing his little dance there.
Yeah, or Trick Room, by the way, as an example, because we're talking about Trick Room as like kind of one of the big like weird exceptions. Okay, let's go heal because we got the tar knocked out of us.
Will, you put up a good fight.
I did. I'm also getting lost.
So we're getting some pretty serious XP here. Like we've done a couple of level ups really quick.
Yep.
So I'm also guessing that means there's a lot of level ups.
Correct. Every Pokemon can go to level 100.
Ah, okay.
Or, yeah. Yeah, taunt is extremely important in competitive play and less in normal play. Actually, chat, preemptive query. Is there an NPC fight towards the end of this one like the champ that uses the better AI? Okay, so here we are on another route. We can go catch Pokemon. We can go fight stuff. Which do you want to do first? Do you want to go try and find items and make our way to Orberg, or do you want to go catch Pokemon?
Let's do one catch since we're right near a patch of grass.
This is the ritual Pokemon summoning dance.
What do we get?
And it's just a Bidoof.
So is it ever worth capturing more than one? I guess we could look and see how good was the Bidoof we caught.
Correct. And importantly, the answer also depends. So for instance, remember we were talking about abilities, right? There are some Pokemon that have multiple abilities, and for the role that you want them to occupy in your team, one of them is better. For instance, there's a move, chat's going to help me out with this one. There's a move that some Pokemon can get that negates lightning attacks, and it's incredibly powerful because you can use it to do a complicated coverage swap during Nuzlocke. Thunder Rod, thank you. Yeah, and Mud Sport, as an example, right? So those are incredibly powerful abilities, and if we catch one that doesn't have that, we might want to go continue to catch one until it does. But when we're looking for that catch, we might instead take a lightning type or take an electric type and use electric moves, because if the wild Pokemon is immune to the electric move, then it's got the ability that we want, and that'll save us some time and money.
So there's not a lot of Pokemon we can be encountering right now, are there?
I will look up the route charts for this, for these routes.
I see these some Pokemon can evolve into multiple things, so that can also be a
Yes.
or from chat.
That is correct.
It's also interesting to me that once you start a battle, you have to decide beforehand if you're catching or not. You were saying, right?
No, you can decide right away. I just approach the battle differently.
Ah, okay.
Right? Like, I will approach it differently. Like, I will debuff it and then whittle it down and swap out to a different Pokemon who's less likely to accidentally knock it out, and I'll do some extra work.
Ooh. Abra. Let's catch this one, Will.
Okay.
Oh.
We're gonna try. Actually... Okay, so the problem is that Abra knows a move called Teleport, and it will teleport away on its first turn. So what I'm trying to remember...
It's just going to run.
Correct. However, we can taunt it. And I think that's the right move here. So we're going to try and taunt it to lock it out of teleporting. It may be faster, and teleport may have some amount of priority. But this is a try to get 2 throws instead of 1.
Okay. Come get some. If we have 2 more things, is it worth hitting it once to weaken it? Or do we think we have a higher chance by throwing 2 Pokeballs?
We could... That's a really great question. We could... I don't know that we don't just knock it out with Scratch. That's the problem. It's pretty fragile physically. And so I'm worried about just knocking it out. But now that we know that it's here, we could grind for it and taunt instead. We might try again.
Oh, is this cumulative? If we taunt it a second time, does it then have 5 moves, or does it just reset it to 3?
I believe it resets it to 3, but I'm not 100% sure. And the other thing to know is that using weird status effects like taunt multiple times in a row gives it a chance to fail. Right? I think we should just try and catch it. Let's just throw a Pokeball and chat. I need all of your luck. I'm taking it all.
Hit it in the head. Throw it on the head. Come on, bean it. Knock it out. Twitch.
Yeah, let's go. All right.
Boom.
I believe.
Look at that fleck.
All right, so we didn't actually need the taunt, but it was nice to like demonstrate the usefulness of taunt.
Yeah. No, that was actually, I enjoyed learning about that was a perfect use of taunt for the thing.
Yeah.
Plus we now have an uninjured one.
I thought, Nova, does it always fall for the taunt? I thought it got a fail chance under some circumstances. But I could be wrong. Okay. Do we want to give Abra a nickname?
I think the general rule, Will, is up until we decide if it's a long-term keeper, it doesn't get a name.
Okay, well, we are going to have... we're going to need to find the person who renames things. Chat, where's that person?
If it is tricky, then let's give Abra a nickname. Let's see. It's a psychic, and it does... Is it a psychic or a magician?
Okay, there's a very long explanation to that. It is a psychic magician that bends spoons, and that's one of the reasons that Kadabra hasn't had a Pokemon card in like a dog's age. It's a very weird, complicated situation, legally speaking. There was a
Wait, what do you-
spoon-bending psychic magician who sued the Pokemon company over likeness rights over the Pokemon that this Pokemon evolves into. I'm not making a word of that up, by the way. That is all 100% actual, factual, like, words that are true.
Does that mean we can ever then get to an Alakazam?
Yeah. That's actually the Abracadabra Alakazam.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I actually know this evolution line. That's why I was.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We can get there. Yeah.
Oh, do names carry over?
Yes.
Okay. So this is psychic and magician.
Well, it's a psychic, right? There's not a. It is thematically a magician, but there's no magician type.
Well, okay. I'm going to name it hoping it's strong. Well, I think this has to be Constantine.
I like it. Okay. Can I name it? Chat, I can't spell today. Someone type the word Constantine.
Constantine.
INE.
Okay,
Cool, great. Awesome.
or as Lucifer would say, Constantine.
Oh, yeah. That's such a good movie. God, I hope that gets the sequel. Anyway, okay, so that's our catch. And now let's take a look at it real quick. I'm also keeping an eye on the time so we don't run too far over. Oh, that's right. We can also... Teleport's a great example of... Yeah, it only has teleport. Teleport's a great example of a move that we can use anywhere. So you see that I get it here, right, on the main menu. And if we go look at it, if you use it in the overworld, you warp to the last Pokemon Center.
Ooh.
You can also use it to switch with another Pokemon in the party. So it's like a switch that happens on your turn, which actually super matters for some occurrences, right? Sometimes you want Abra to take the hit and then swap into something that will be faster but fragile, as an example.
But a go home teleport is nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then synchronize. The attacker will receive the same condition if it inflicts a burn, poison, or paralysis on this Pokemon. Is its ability.
So it's kind of a reflect.
Yes. Okay. We haven't really used any resources, so maybe we go and get into a battle.
Boy with the blue cap.
Yeah. I'm full of energy because I get power from my Pokemon. Also from this caffeine I found. Watch me drink a whole Mountain Dew and chase it with a pixie stick. Ah! I mean, what?
He has 2 Pokemon.
Yeah, he's got 2 Pokemon. So let's get out of here.
Gangster Michael. Oh, Youngster Michael.
Youngster Michael.
You were blocking the first part, so I was just assuming it was
I was
Gangster.
getting out the way. I was getting out the way.
There's a lot of Madoofs around here.
There
you can
are.
Tell these kids have been capturing local.
I mean, they're not exactly going to go anywhere else, right? They're kids. And yes, Durfies, we're going to talk about all of that later. I know for some people who are coming in, you may be wondering why I'm not mentioning stuff that comes later or why we're sort of pacing it this way. A huge part of that is because I want to take our time and I don't want to...
Zubat.
One of the problems that it's very possible to get into with specifically with Pokemon is that there is too much information. There's just too much. It is actually one of my biggest criticisms of Pokemon is that there is just too much information. So by pacing it and taking our time rather than focusing on all of the things like where we can get encounters later or what we're doing later is like, and focusing on the stuff in front of us is to avoid that overload. All right, Constantine grew to level 5 and no move.
Take his lunch money.
My poor Bidoof and Zubat. You got his lunch money for winning.
Oh, I have a question, Will. Just looking at how fast the Abra leveled up, is it, for example, 20 XP per level, or is like level 1 20, level 2 21, level 3? In other words, does it scale? And the reason I ask that is, that would mean, for example, if you're leveling and say we catch a new Pokemon and it's level 5, and our main one is level 50. And the time it takes us to go from 50 to 51, that other level 5 may like get up to level 15. Or is it basically roughly the same amount per, meaning catching a low level Pokemon
Bigger
is
levels
huge...
are bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's also, by the way, especially in a game like this, it's almost a catch-up mechanic, because otherwise it might be like, oh, we found a level 5 Pokemon. There is nowhere you can fight safely with it for a long time.
Correct.
Because all the other Pokemon are so highly leveled.
Exactly so. Did you know the first Pokemon to appear in a battle is the one at the top of your team list? A question Geoff asked earlier. I don't even know how that happened. Trainer tips. Pokemon use energy called power points, or PP for short. Replenish PP, head for any Pokemon center, and that's the number that we see.
Or drink a drink.
Yeah, or drink a drink. We're always together. I'll show you how we bonded by making this Pokemon fight until it gets knocked out. All right.
Wait, have we seen this? We've seen that boy before, right?
No, there's only one model. Right. This is a pretty common trope, is that there's only one model for like a kid.
Oh, actually, I bumped into that because there's only one nurse, one policewoman,
correct,
etc. in Indigo. In fact, they joke about it.
Yeah, correct. They're all sisters, I believe.
Sisters and cousins. Starly, level 9. Constantine, level 6. Ooh, wing attack.
We'll look at that in a second. And I saw someone earlier mention shinies. That's the reason we're not talking about shinies, because that's like a whole other thing that we'll get to at some point when we're not trying to cover fundamentals, is we'll talk about shinies. Wing attack. Is a physical flying move. And this is one of the reasons why we want Starly to be fast, right? Because quick attack is cool, but is less powerful and also a normal move. So if we're fighting a bug or a grass or something else that speaks to flying, right? This will let us go first and do much more damage.
Is this power 60 instead of 30?
60 instead of 40, yes.
Oh, 40, okay.
Also, I believe it's flying normal, unless I'm completely losing my mind. It is flying normal, so it's getting stabbed on both. This is also not uncommon. You go up the stairs and you'll find a thing. I found a trainer while looking for some Pokemon.
She has 3. Ooh.
But one of them's a Bidoof, so not really a Pokemon. Does stab work on normal moves? I believe so. I don't think normal's an exception to stab. But chat can also correct me if I'm wrong about that one.
Sure. So does that status effect stay between fights, or is that no, that's not a status, that is a
stat change, and that only applies as long as Chimchar is out.
Okay.
You see, Disfunk, you think the base mechanics of Shiny are short, but the short blurb is there are shiny Pokemon. And then we get into why are Pokemon shiny, how are Pokemon shiny, and how are Pokemon, how do you determine whether or not a Pokemon is shiny on the back end? And those are all much bigger conversations.
Man, Chimchar's starting to get low on his fire. Hey, Will, can we bring up Constantine for one?
Yeah, we can swap. Assuming
I want to see him in action.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Badoo. It's not gonna... So Switch always goes first and then attacks. So here we can teleport. Yeah, we can't even have the part of the conversation about shinies till we talk about ideas. That's correct. Unseen acquired. Insomnia. And then we get a free switch in, right? But Constantine took the absorb hit. I'm actually going to swap to Starly here. Because
does Constantine never attack?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Teleport's the only move he knows. This is not uncommon. Some Pokemon that get extremely powerful later, Abra and Magikarp are two great Gen 1 examples, are absolutely useless in battle when they start. It was quite a challenge originally to like level a Magikarp up to the point where it turned into a Gyarados and then became incredibly powerful. Abra, by the same token, doesn't do anything until it learns a psychic attack move.
So currently, Abra is just a trickster.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so Constantine was a good name.
Yeah, Chat's also correct. Zareth correctly points out that because Constantine was in the battle against that Bidoof, he will get more experience, right? So Constantine, Starly, and Chimichanga were all in combat when the Bidoof was out, so they will get more experience than the boy will, as we can see.
One of the other reasons I wanted to sub him in.
Yeah. Constantine grew to level 7.
Oh, she looks so sad. What's the sign say? Oh, never mind. That's
can't
up
get to
a
the
cliff.
sign. It's up a knee-high wall, Geoff. I can't get to it. Here's another great example.
If it runs away, do we still get XP?
That's a great question. I think the answer is no.
Let's find out.
Okay. I mean, we'll see if I can just knock it out in one shot.
Yeah.
But nope. And then it's going to teleport and run away. And this is what would have happened. Right?
Okay, so no XP.
Yeah, no XP. No, we might. Chat's saying that they're worried that Constantine won't become an Alakazam. I don't know where y'all are getting that idea from. We can absolutely make that happen. I assure you, I have no end of volunteers in the mod crew alone who will let me trade and trade back. Let's try scratching it. Don't think this will knock it out.
Does he later get an ability called Sniff?
I don't know. A second one, because that did 50%, a second one would knock it out. Let's change to the boy. And then we're going to tackle it once and then do the thingy. And that's why we didn't switch to Starly. Because it would be out. All right, perfect.
Ooh, nice.
And this will be, well, this would be good, except the first gym's a rock gym. So, not great. Yeah, Nova says, my switch to my copy of Brilliant Diamond is literally 8 feet away right now. Correct. You were, in fact, one of the mods I was thinking of.
So, does a teleport count on bringing him in as an enter effect?
That's a really great question. The answer is yes, because it's a switch.
So theoretically, Kadabra can absorb a hit to bring in the guy who does the debuff. Okay.
Correct. Do we want a nickname?
Let's see. We could. He's a Sphinx, so the answer it could be man, which would be the answer to his riddle.
I like it. Okay. I like how we're getting like weird deep cut philosophy jokes and like mythology references. I think though that as weird as this is, we don't have terribly much time left. We should start looking at wrapping up. Because
let's see. Is that a tunnel?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
This is actually the way to Orberg. Because remember, Orberg's to the east.
So let's see. Well, if we want it, we do have... Kadabra can just take us back to town.
That's true. We can do that.
I like the fact that Pokemon have like extra non-combat effects. Like,
yeah,
that's a nice touch I hadn't realized was in, or even thought about being in the game.
Yeah. Fly in particular is a very has a bunch of specific specific use cases as a combat move, and has the ability to fly. And Surf is similar. Surf is a very big water attack that hits both Pokemon in doubles, but is also the ability to surf. So, yeah,
okay, so we're fully healed. We've caught multiple new Pokemon. I've learned about leveling up. I've learned about special attacks. I've learned about the on-enter battlefield attack. Actually, abilities. Yeah, I've learned that Pokemon can have abilities that are non-combat and can be used for things such as travel.
Yeah.
We got a watch.
This is the other ability for Shinx. So we may need to go get an Intimidate Shinx, because this one's not good.
Okay.
This one becomes competitive and deals more damage to Pokemon of the same gender, but less damage to Pokemon of the opposite gender, which is not predictable or good. So we may need to... this Shinx is not a good Shinx.
They don't always have the same ability?
They don't. There are multiple possible abilities per Pokemon. And also, its primary cool attack is a special attack, and it has lowered... no, it does have increased special attack, but it has lowered speed, which is not good for electric types. So this is a bad Shinx.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll have... we'll get the man.
Well, Geoff and I will talk off stream. I may go get us a better Shinx before next stream, rather than making chat sit through us, like, hunt for a specific Pokemon. That's not fun or interesting.
I think, Will, that is perfectly fine for the playthrough, is to be like, cool, we've caught a Sphinx. We want a better one. We'll just do that offline.
I'm going to go get a better one. A good one, a better one, that one. But that, dear friends, is going to be it for our design club today.
As I said, just kind of looking through what I learned, and I know there is a lot, but like, we're doing the slow roll of abilities.
Absolutely.
Slow roll of learning.
Correct. There is, and that I think is one of the reasons that Pokemon has endured as such an interesting and sort of beloved franchise, is that it is both a mile wide and in some cases a mile deep, right? You can just get, like, you can have a team of just horses. Like, you could have a team that's all horses from different generations, and just, you could have a team that's all horses. It would be difficult to put together, but you could have a team that's all horses. Right?
I think I read an article about it. Somebody was opining about their equine.
Okay, great. But also you can go deep into, like, nature and abilities and EVs and IVs, which we'll get to at some point, and shinies and eggs and all these other things that, like, really enable the game to have more depth if you want to go there. And it's kind of interesting to me that a lot of this has been kind of in the game since Red and Blue, and it's just sort of gotten deeper and deeper and different and weirder the further from the origination it's gone.
I think part of what this is telling me too is that this adds to the replayability.
Yes.
Because depending upon the first, actually, there's less variability on the initial things you catch, it looks like, but if it looks like there'll be enough variability as we go that your run starts branching out on the things you could have. Like right now, there's only a limited amount of stuff we could have in our roster.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. And that's actually one of the appealing things about Nuzlocke, is that it forces you to accept that RNG rather than trying to craft the best team. It's the best team with the things that you've gotten, right? And that's a very big difference for some people. So, again, next week, we're going to talk about what is an indie anyway. Please come for Design Club next week when we'll talk about that.
And we'll be back in a couple of weeks at some point with part 3, or part 4, chapter 3.
Yeah, chapter 3, exactly. Of this.
Of our playthrough.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. I think all that's left is for you to say bye to the people, Geoff.
Bye to the people, Geoff. Thanks, everybody.
See, I'm going to remember to change this time. See, watch.